So, gut. Schauen wir uns mal um. In Coal Miners Haven.
Mr. Samuel Higgs, big shot investigative reporter.
Didn't think you'd ever be back in here.
I'd gladly slash your tires. But that mean you couldn't leave town. And you are leaving town right after this, right? Because if you aren't, well, Nick's memory only goes so far.
Wir ignorieren ihn einfach. Den Idioten.
That's what I thought.
Come on, it ain't worth it.
Richtig.
Making friends already, I see.
Declan, been a while.
Hey, careful. I'd rather not be working tonight. And you always seem to angry up everyone's blood.
I'm only here to pay my respects to Nick. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, shame that. You watch yourself.
I think it's time I go put up a photo at the memorial board. That's what people do, right?
Ja, werden wir machen, aber erstmal werden wir ins Tagebuch reingucken. Dann werden neue Einträge. Dieselbe Stadt, dieselben Zweifel und Widersprüche. Sich ihnen stellen oder weglaufen. Diesmal entschied ich mich anders. Die Versuchung, eine weitere unheilvolle Untersuchung anzustellen, die zu nichts als noch mehr Schmerz führen konnte, war einfach zu stark. Tue ich das für Joanne, für Nick oder für mich selbst? Mein alter Chef bei der Zeitung. Ich würde sagen, dass er mir alles beigebracht hat, was ich weiß. Aber wenn man sich meine Errungenschaften so ansieht, ist das alles andere als ein Kompliment. Ich hielt Walter immer für einen anständigen Menschen. Ein seltenes Exemplar, das wirklich daran glaubt, dass es seine Aufgabe ist, der Gemeinschaft zu dienen. Den alten Witzbold wiederzusehen, war netter als erwartet. Haben wir Erinnerungsstück? Nein, aber nicht. Declan. Declan ist der örtliche Gesetzeshüter. Ich erinnere mich noch vage aus der Schulzeit an ihn. Er geriet oft in Schlägereien, meist um kleinere Kinder zu beschützen. Niemand war überrascht, dass er Polizist wurde. Joel Lopez. Als die Mine stillgelegt wurde, haben alle Bergleute im Bestford ihre Arbeit verloren. Ich sollte sie ganz sicher nicht provozieren.
It's supposedly the spirit of coal. Doesn't really belong here anymore.
Vermutlich von Ethans Schwester angefertigt, angesenkt, damit es wie Kohle aussieht. Hintertür. Da darf niemand außer Ethan rein. Das ist Ethan, gut.
I didn't know you read Dickens, Ethan.
Gut.
Not really.
He's owned this bar for almost a decade and still can't afford another employee.
Then you should read Great Expectations.
Walter can be overwhelming at times, but he means well.
Ich würde sagen, wir reden mal mit Walter.
So, I had to throw them all out on their ear, and only then did I realize.
Ah, Samuel, my favorite ex-muckracker. Join us, join us.
How was the funeral?
Wasn't there. Setting up for this.
Everyone came, most of the town, it felt like. A sea of sad, wet eyes. I gave the eulogy. Felt hollow, so hollow. He worked for me for years. For years, my best reporter. What do you even say about it?
Er war ein
Remember
tüchtiger
that
Reporter.
article? Something about stoplights? No one cared, but he did. Months of effort.
Yield signs. He approached each story with his pen like a knight wielding a sword.
It's the small things. Like he always kept his window down. Said cars made him claustrophobic. That's how he stays with us. The little details.
I remember the bar bets about that safe spot at Pac-Man. He got me one night.
Yeah, got me once too. Can't believe it's real.
Enough about Nicholas, enough. Tell me, how have you been, Sam? How have you really been?
Ehrlich, wer am längsten?
I spend all day doing nothing. I don't even count days. They just blur together. Nick's death barely hit me. It was like a pinprick compared to just everything.
Time heals most wounds. Some it just makes worse. Sounds like you need something to pull you out of your rut.
Well, I think I've taken enough of your gents' time.
Go, mingle, circulate, but you must join us for an actual round later. You must.
Oh, Walter, can I ask you something?
Questions are the fountainhead of knowledge.
Nick's crash. Was there anything suspicious about it?
I ask myself the same thing. The very same thing. It did seem odd. Young Nicholas, a careful man in all things, including driving. I looked into it myself. You know what I found?
What?
A tragic accident with nothing amiss. I am both relieved and saddened to say.
Ah,
Life is rarely like a crime thriller, and while I don't mind you asking, some might find it a distasteful conversation at a man's memorial. Especially from you.
I'll keep that in mind.
See that you do, my boy. See that you do.
Wir mussten die Fragen
You
stellen.
should have been the one giving the eulogy, Samuel. No one knew it better than you. Like Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, you two were.
Ja. Joanne.
Sammy! Oh, it's been ages.
Tara?
Oh, me? I've had this stomach thing lately, always churning. And this thing with Nick, his car went up like a Sunday ham. He burned alive, you know. Have you met Hugh? He took over the old pharmacy just after you left.
No.
The infamous Sam. I've read that article you wrote on the mine. You must have put in a lot of legwork on that.
It took reading thousands of public records, but a pattern emerged of willful negligence.
You are a bulldog. A dangerous man to anyone using power to exploit others.
That's nice of you to say.
Don't hesitate to drop by the pharmacy sometime.
Sorry.
Oh, and Sam, you...
But for now, I have a feeling you're not here for us.
Oh, right. Don't be a stranger, Sam.
Wir werden gleich sofort mit Joel reden, aber erstmal möchte ich mich hier noch eben umgucken.
Some people can play this game drunk. Anna was best at 3 beers.
Ja. Die Briten spielen sie mal betrunken. Billardtisch. Das leicht kürzere Bein an der Rückseite verschafft Stammgästen einen Vorteil. Können wir eine Runde spielen? Geht das? Ach, schade. Schlagzeug. Wird von Garagenbands verwendet. Ethan versucht, die lokale Szene zu unterstützen. Pac-Man! No!
Nick and I spent so much money on this machine.
Jukebox.
Can't believe this whole thing's still working.
Wir gehen wieder in den Gedankenpalast.
Daddy, 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 open your eyes and wake up. The kids and I've been busy, and we got a little something for you that's gonna make you smile all day. Daddy, 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 daddy. But when the lights are out, it's time for me to show you my love. And I got a feeling you've been pleased. So, daddy, 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 sit yourself down. Now you should know how much
Schön.
But no more
Pretty courageous of him to try his luck in Basswood, given the state of
It was
things.
4,000.
Bess always had a soft spot for Nick. I think she liked his work ethic.
is damaging in the long term.
Wen haben wir hier? Sitzheckentisch wurde schon seit Jahrzehnten nicht
That's where
besetzt.
Nick and I sat every time he dragged me out for drinks after work.
Okay. Wen haben wir da? Bergleute.
Old-timers in general already don't like me, and the article just made it worse.
Hey, Sam, why don't you drink to Nick on the other side of the bar?
Dann nicht. So, Joanne. Geh mal mit Joanne reden.
That's the guy who got the mine closed.
I can't believe you showed up. What happened?
I've never known Tara to not take over a conversation.
Mit der werden wir gleich reden. Hier können wir nichts machen. Gut, dann
So
Tara.
tragic what happened to Nick. The details are horrible. They think he didn't die on impact. Instead, he roasted to death. Not enough to damage the bones, but you know, not a pretty sight. Unless you're into that kind of thing, of course. I didn't mean to be rude, Sam.
It's all right, Tara. I don't like the sight of dead, burned people.
Oh, thank God. I wouldn't want to be rude on a day like this. Poor Sam. Now that Nick is gone, everyone in town hates you. I mean, I don't. Why would I? It's not my job you destroyed. You're not the cause of all my problems. I mean, that's what you did for pretty much all of Basswood, but not to me. So, I don't hate you.
Thanks for the confidence booster, Tara. I'll see you around.
Also Nick war wohl ein ziemliches Arsch. Und hat versucht, oder hat die Arbeitslosigkeit hier in dem Ort mehr als gefördert nur. Aber sie vertraut uns Joanne. Der Lichtblick dieses Spiels, hoffentlich.
You'd think a kid at a bar would stand out more.
Die ist hier so alleine. Keiner kümmert sich um sie. Dann tun wir es. Man muss denken, dass sie gerade ihren Vater verloren hat.
Everyone here seemed to really like my dad.
Of course they did, Bug.
Everyone's nice in that creepy way. It's weird. Even Anna's weird.
People don't really know what to say, but they genuinely liked your dad. So even if they're weird and clumsy, it comes from a good place.
Now you sound all weird and clumsy.
Don't I always?
Do you ever just watch people?
It's pretty much all I do.
Me too. But I don't always like what I see.
2. Ich will weiter mit dir reden. Ich muss weiter mit dir
You'd think
reden.
a kid at a bar would stand out more.
Haben wir schon. Gut. Dann müssen wir jetzt wohl mit
There was no
Catherine
love
reden.
lost between Kathy and Nick since their divorce. But anyone can see she's taking his death hard. Should I have brought flowers? Do people expect me to? Kathy,
Sam, you actually came.
I know you two haven't been together for a long time, but I'm still sorry.
We hadn't been close in years, but he was my daughter's father. I'll miss him. Joan was really hurt when you left town. Nick and I were never close after the breakup, and Joan's never had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Maybe don't break her heart this time when you leave town. All right?
Your daughter thinks Nick's crash doesn't make sense.
She's a little girl who lost her father. She's confused right now. Don't you go encouraging her, or worse, putting those thoughts in her head. I frankly thought you knew better.
Do you think she has a point?
I think you should stay away from her.
Nein, werden wir nicht. Wir werden für sie da sein. Du bist es offensichtlich nicht. Erst in den Gedanken. Pac-Man. Da war was anderes von hier. Okay.
You're a lot like Pac-Man, Sam.
I consume everything in my path?
You find every last bite. The mine closing wasn't your fault. Your investigation just hurried things up. You probably saved some lives, you know.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Muley.
You piece of...
Language.
Is that a wedding ring?
I didn't know you were thinking about marriage.
Oh, it's just... It feels like the right thing to do.
Dad, what's the point of getting married?
Well, it's just one of those things people do, Bug. Here, you can play.
Someone has to show you grown-ups. Video games are the realm of the young.
Have you talked to Anna about this?
That's kind of the point. I'll talk to her about it when I show her the ring.
If you say so. Hey, just remember I'm here, right? If you need anything. Anything but my arcade secrets. Those I'll take to the grave.
Sorry we lost touch. Sorry I lost touch. Rest up, big guy. He was more her best friend than a dad. Look at us.
Family and friends.
I wonder who took that picture. I wonder who took that picture.
Das ist ein geiles Easter Egg. Das sind, glaube ich, die Macher von Donut. Cool.
Those two were a great team.
Walter und Nick. Nick und
Bug was so
Kathy.
small back then.
Und Joanne natürlich, genau.
We drove straight to the sea after work on a Friday. Hell of a
Love.
weekend.
Loved and married, but never forgotten. Nee, loved and mixed, but never forgotten, glaube ich, steht da. Genau. So, Nick und Anna.
Happier times.
We will remember you.
This photo always looked weird. Nick could never keep a straight face.
Samuel, guess I lost the bet.
Bet?
Yeah, that bet you'd never come back to Basswood? Not after you went careening out of town like a bat out of hell the instant that article broke bad.
Okay, I'll bite. Tell me, Dennis, who did you have a standing bet with?
Myself. So I guess I also won.
What are you even doing here, Dennis? You and Nick become friends or something?
Nope. He thought I was a drunk, which I am. And I thought he was a hack, which he was.
This coming from the IT guy. Didn't know resetting passwords could give you a journalism degree.
It can. But it does give me less patience for people who sling mud my way. Relax. I'm just playing. At least tell me how you've been.
Yeah, like you'd care.
Not too much. But suit yourself if you want to be like that. Anyway, cheers to Nick. A man that, unlike us, people actually liked. Speaking of which...
As time draws near, my dearest dear, when you and I must part, how little you know of the grief and woe in my poor aching heart. 'Tis but I suffer for your sake. Believe me, dear, that's true. I wish that you were staying here.
Das Lied hätte ich gerne zu Ende gehört.
Has it really been 2 years since I saw her? She hasn't changed a bit.
Das ist Anna. Na, jetzt können wir mit ihr reden. Reden.
Anna?
Sam! I've missed you. Why'd it take so long for you to darken my doorstep?
Well, I'm here now. I'll have to try and come by more often. That's what I'm supposed to say, right? Even if not everyone around here would like it.
People around here have short tempers,
And long memories.
but most of them mean well. Sam, the mine was gonna close anyways. Maybe in a year or 2, 5, if the Lord has a sense of humor. It was gonna run dry or have an even bigger disaster. It wasn't your fault.
I wanted to help. I was trying to make things better.
You always do. Try, at least. When my father lost his legs, nobody knew the mine wasn't following regulations. You were the only one who started asking questions. Whenever people talk about you, he always says, you did the right thing.
Yeah, well, your dad's Joe. He's an oak. Unmoving and annoyingly supportive.
It wasn't just him. Nick thought your piece was great. He was actually jealous. He always wanted to write something that shook the pillars of heaven, as he used to put it. You know, Nick and I had moved in together. It started to get serious. But I think it's only now I realize how much I cared for him.